Good morning and welcome to the Knox County Ethics Committee Subcommittee on Policies and Procedures. I'd like to welcome everybody. Hey, up in the box, good to see you this morning. Thanks for being here. Thank you to everybody for being here today. I would like to call this meeting to order, and I'd like to start with the roll.
Mr. Biddle?
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Gibson?
Here.
Mr. Goodpaster? Ms. Smelser? Mr. Hilliard?
Here.
Mr. Kennedy?
Here.
Mr. Stennett?
Do we have a quorum? 3 voting members? We do. We do. Thank you. I'd also like to acknowledge Commissioner Kim Frazier in the audience. Thank you for coming this morning and for being here. These meetings and the resolution that was passed by the County Commission was put forth by Commissioner Kim Frazier, and she has been to several of our meetings over the last 6 months. I hope that today our goal is to conclude these meetings and present to the full committee, Ethics Committee, in our early May meeting, and then in turn, hopefully present this in late May to the full commission. Does that sound fair, Commissioner? Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to go into our devotional. I just had the pleasure of attending a Men of Valor annual breakfast this morning at the Knoxville Convention Center. And the Men of Valor group focuses on men in our prison system in the state of Tennessee and working with them in prison and then outside of prison to give them hope and God's love, not only in prison, but post-prison, which is so tough. And the recidivism rate is almost non-existent when you go through this program. And I would like to remind us all that the Lord is with us all and gives us eternal hope. In 2 Peter 3:9, Peter states, "The Lord is not slow in keeping his promise, as some understand slowness. Instead, he is patient with you, not wanting anyone to perish, but everyone to come to repentance." I can't thank y'all enough for serving here. I can't thank y'all enough. It's been such a pleasure getting to know y'all better. Thank you to the folks that work for the county here that are with us as well. None of this would be possible without y'all. Thank you much. I would like us to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, if you could. Mr. Sanders, could you lead us, sir? Wonderful. Ms. Rhonda Bennett, I want to thank you so much for each and every day setting up these meetings, putting out the notice to the public vis-a-vis newspapers and otherwise, and also for putting together the packet that's before each member here sitting before us. Members, you have in front of you the April 1, 2026 minutes. Could you kindly review those, and when appropriate, if someone would like to make a motion, and that could include an edit, a stat, or discussion.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hilliard. Any discussion, changes, edits? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes carry. Thank you so much. Today, we've got a couple things here on our agenda. We have the Code of Ethics. Mr. Kennedy, I think we're where we need to be. Question mark on that?
I believe we are good with it. Let me pull it back up one more time.
And that's an open question to anybody here on the committee or partners at the county. But I think we've addressed everything.
We need to address the 1 to 2 year that you had me researching on page 2.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The national standard is 2 years.
Now, just for clarity, was this regarding lobbying?
Yeah, it was on our to-do list of things to look at to extend it from 1 year to 2. The national standard is 2.
Okay. Now, let's go to the exact, just so that everybody involved. Do you recall what page that was on, Ms.
It's
Gibson?
on page 2 on where the recommendations are.
Page 7 is where it
And
is in the
then-
actual policy.
Yeah, sorry. Thank
You're
you.
good.
Thank you. Okay, so this is me on 4.6, lobbying by former local officials prohibition. A person who has been elected to any county office may not personally represent another person or entity for compensation before the governing body of which the person was an officer for a period of I believe currently says 1 year.
It's 1,
It does
yeah.
say.
And Ms. Gibson's researched and said that the national standard is 2 years. Any other,
They do recommend, it says 1 to 2, but most use 2. And I'm Switzerland. It's whatever y'all want.
Mr. Hilliard, do you have any comments, sir?
I don't. I would support whatever the majority supports.
Yes, sir, thank you. Mr. Kennedy?
I'm Switzerland as well, so, I mean, flip a coin.
Okay. I will, while you're not a voting member, Commissioner, do you have any thoughts on this or input?
What would that, like, let's think through it logically.
Kennedy, thoughts?
Here's generally where I'm at in life. If it doesn't feel right, you don't do it, and if you question it, why move it? That's just me generally in life, stepping back. I would say leave it at 1 year for now.
Make a motion to leave it at 1 year.
Okay, to support, we'll put this on the record. Second?
Second, yes,
Mr. Hilliard
absolutely.
is second. Any further discussion? Staying at 1 year, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes carry. Thank you. All right, anything else on the policy?
I just have one more thing.
Come on now.
And this is something we talked about at the very beginning, and I finally took time. I just want to look at that, when I was talking about the relative, number 5 on page 3, when we talked about how that was worded. And I printed these, this is from the statute with the domestic violence one that defines relative.
So what Ms. Gibson has put forth is from the domestic abuse policy that defines relative.
Just wanted to show it and see if, and I gave my copy away.
So this is, here you are, Ms. Gibson.
I'll go still.
I can cheat with, so what Ms. Gibson is referring to is under Section 1 definitions, number 5, relative and the meaning thereof. Ms. Gibson's handed out something from the domestic abuse victim.
It's how it's defined in the TCA.
Do you see a difference here? I don't have
I'll
it in front of
rethink
me
everything,
anymore.
Mr. Biddle.
No,
so-
you do not. I love that you stretch us and, oh, thank you, Miss Rhonda. Do you see a differential?
One of the main ones is how it's defined as current or former spouses.
Mr. Sanders, do you have anything you'd like to share, sir?
Well, two things. One, I just say that, you know, how the statute defines a domestic abuse victim has nothing at all to do with how you all define a relative for purposes of ethics law. I mean, it's two totally different, it's apples and oranges. But second, I do have concerns about 5C and inquiring into a sexual relationship between people. Boy, howdy. I mean, that's a policy issue more than a legal issue, but good luck delving into that. And I could see some ethics meetings kind of getting out of control there.
Mr. Sanders, great point. We had that discussion last meeting, so I think we've agreed not to put that in. And anything relative to that regarding sexual relationship is already in the HR handbook and addressed there. So thank you for the reiteration, my friend. I would think the only change that I would look at and expand upon, D catches my eye here, Miss Gibson. I mean, it all does.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but adults or minors related by blood or adoption. But I still think the relative that we have under here covers. I'm pleased where we're at with the term relative here under 5, as it currently stands. Unless you all see any changes you need. The only thing that is that I would question and I would ask for advice would be former spouses. This outlines current spouses, but not former spouses, and I don't know what the will of the committee is here. That would be my only one to put out there.
For the record, I know this has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the domestic violence statute. It's just something that we had talked about and I wanted to
100%.
clarify.
I love it.
That being said, this is not the hill that I'm wanting to die on. So like, it's fine with me. I just wanted to present it to you guys because I said I would.
I love it. I love that you did that, and I can't thank you enough.
Are we to believe that foster and adoption are interchangeable? And the reason why I say that is we outline it as foster parent, foster brother, foster sister. So we're there from an adoption standpoint. Can we consider them to be interchangeable? Or do we have to be as specific as stating adoption? I think other related person that resides in the same household can be the catch-all, but what happens if you have an adopted individual that does not live under the same household as that individual?
Mr. Sanders, Mr. Hilliard, thank you.
I am not a domestic relations attorney. I have slept in a Holiday Inn once. Essentially, an adoption is the legal process by which someone becomes the parent of someone. So I don't think you need to say adoptive parent. There's no difference between an adoptive parent and a parent. So to my knowledge, now Chancellor Moyer sits in with the full commission usually when these rules go up, and he's well-versed in domestic law, and he may have a different opinion at that point. But as far as I know, there's no need to include adoptive relative here.
Great question, sir. Thank you. As long as we have it covered as parent, which it is, in there. Mr. Hilliard, thank you so much, sir. Did that answer your question,
Yes.
sir? All right. So could somebody make a motion to accept the changes put forth in the, let me make sure I get this proper, the Knox County Code of Ethics as remanded here throughout the document that you see on the screen, also in front of you. Could somebody kindly make a motion to present this to the full Ethics Committee?
Make a motion to submit it to the county commission, or the full ethics committee,
Full
I'm sorry,
ethics.
yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Second on
you.
that.
Second by Mr. Hilliard. Thank you so much. Any further discussion? Being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes carry. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda is the review of the Knox County Ethics Committee Rules of Procedures. Many thanks to our committee member and brother, Stephen Goodpaster, who's put in a lot of work. In front of you, Miss Rhonda Bennett has put forth, I would call it a blue line on this one, which I like that better. It's softer on the eyes, but a beautiful blue line that Mr. Goodpaster had put on the drive. It's there before us. Mr. Kennedy has it. So I'm willing to take comments comments, questions, concerns, and Commissioner, the floor is open to you as well. That way we don't have to wait till the end. And just, I know it's still a little ways away, but Ms. Bennett, do we have anybody on the public speaking? No, we do. Signed up? Thank you so much, Ms. Rhonda. All right, let's go through this. I'm going to highlight Mr. Goodpaster's changes here, if that's okay. Ms. Bennett, do you have an extra copy of this? To Commissioner Frazier, that'd be great. I know Commissioner Frazier has her glasses, but and Captain Kirk, otherwise known as Marcus Kennedy, is doing a great job piloting over there. So in front of us again, we have the Knox County Ethics Committee Rules of Procedures. Do we have anything else on page 1 other than the suggestion by Mr. Goodpaster? I'm going to start with Rule 2, Commencement of Proceedings. D, the law director shall conduct a review of the complaint within 10 days to determine if it is signed under oath and so on. Mr. Goodpaster has suggested adding business before days, so it'd be 10 business days of its receipt. Any comments or questions on that? I like the specificity.
I like the business.
Ms. Gibson likes the business. Mr. Hilliard, are you all good with that, sir?
I'm good with that, yes.
Any other comments? Okay, seeing none. We'll move on to the next page, page 2. We have Rule 3, pending judicial proceedings. I didn't see any suggested changes there. For myself or Mr. Goodpaster, any from the committee? Rule 4, preliminary proceedings before the Ethics Committee. Mr. Goodpaster had suggested under B, the chair shall notify the respondent. So just to be clear, you have the complainant, and then you have the person, most people would see as the defendant, but it's the respondent. The chair, that would be the chair of the Ethics Committee, shall notify the respondent in writing that a complaint has been filed with the law director, processed, and received by the Ethics Committee, and shall forward a copy of the complaint to the respondent. I think if we are going to do this, let me see.
Yeah, we need to add that "and," which I think the legendary Marcus Kennedy has done.
Thank you, Mr. Hilliard. Any other further comments or concerns on that?
I don't know why the formatting is weird on that, so I'm gonna have to play around with it. But it's like the letters are all squished together.
Remember I said that the other?
So yeah, I don't. It's
Yep.
I
All
don't know.
right.
It's
We'll
Times New Roman. 1998 called. They want Times New Roman back. So we'll fix that.
We'll let you fool that later if that's okay, sir. All right. Anything else on page 2? Going to page 3. So page 3 at the top is a continuation of the preliminary proceedings before the Ethics Committee. H goes into if the Ethics Committee determines that the complaint is to proceed forward, the chair shall send a letter to the respondent advising him or that the proceedings are going forward. At the end, after 6 things here, number 7, advise the respondent that if found to be in violation, X happens, and if not, Y happens. So this I need a little help on. Mr. Sanders.
I think I could shed some light on that. If you go to Rule 6, subsection little I and subsection little j, essentially little I spells out what happens if you're found in violation, and little j spells out what happens if you're not in violation. So really, it would just be cutting and pasting that information into the letter if that's what you choose to do.
Thank you, sir, very, very much. And that would be I and J from 6. From Rule 6, I and J, cut and paste into, it'd be now 7 under Rule 4.
Well, you could do it that way. You could also just simply come up with some language that says, inform the respondent of what would happen in the event that there were found to be a violation, or if there were not found to be a violation pursuant to the rules of procedure, or something like that. You don't have to cut and paste everything here, but probably the letter going to the respondent would need to cut and paste. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
And that is under the preliminary proceeding, so I think it's kind of null and void, really, since it's preliminary.
You don't feel it's necessary?
I don't think it's necessary.
I don't either. I don't either, especially since it's spelled out clearly after the proceedings. Wonderful. Mr. Hilliard, I heard you shaking your head in agreement.
Correct, yes. And if anything, you could have just referred it directly back to Rule 6 and then that letter subset if you wanted to, instead of, completely transposing everything, but it's not necessary.
Thank you. Any other comments before we move on?
So we're rejecting that insertion.
We're rejecting that insertion. Commissioner Frazier, don't want to, that I'm ignoring you or anything? All right. Rule 5, quasi-judicial proceedings before the Ethics Committee. Some questions here by Mr. Goodpaster. Rule 5C, the chair may require the parties to produce and disclose exhibits and other evidence and to submit any objections thereto prior to the hearing. Here's the question from Mr. Goodpaster. Will there be public disclosure of this information? I think it would be public disclosure during the proceedings, wouldn't it?
So I think there are multiple answers to that. The first answer is there is not a requirement, like in the very beginning, that it be disclosed. But yes, once there's a hearing, it would have to be, everything's done in an open meeting under the law. So yes, it would be disclosed. And it would be subject at any time to a public records request from the media or any other interested party.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I don't see the need to put anything additional in there since it was an open proceeding and it does fall under the Sunshine Law, which is also outlined in the procedures. Does that satisfy, I know Mr. Goodpaster isn't here, but does that satisfy everyone else's curiosity? So,
They submit them to the Ethics Committee, I assume?
Yes.
They submit the evidence to the Ethics Committee, not the law director, correct?
I think it would go to both, but it definitely goes to the chair. If the chair requires the parties to produce and disclose exhibits and other evidence prior to the hearing. I'm going to move along to Rule 5E. As in Edward, all testimony of parties and witnesses shall be taken under oath or affirmation. Question by Mr. Goodpaster, should the oath or affirmation be stated, spelled out? I'm making up that he's asking, do you put the proverbial hand on the Bible and that's what, or Mr. Sanders?
I could only offer my input as someone who's been practicing law for a long time and seen a lot go on in courts. Oaths and affirmations differ because some people have religious beliefs that cause them not to swear an oath, and other people will, there are obviously different religious traditions. You can't spell out, you're going to put your hand on a Christian Bible. So it's important to maintain flexibility. If you want someone to swear to tell the truth, you need to give the people giving the oath the option of giving an oath or an affirmation such that they are swearing to the best of their ability to tell the truth or within their religious beliefs and traditions or their moral philosophies or whatever. Does that make sense?
It does to me. Yes, sir, it does. And I think both oath or affirmation covers that. I think we're okay there. And you all stop me if you need to, okay? I'm going to page 4. I'm under Rule 6, Ethics Committee Deliberation Procedures. Under A, Mr. Goodpaster has a question here. This is what's currently stated, and then I will follow with the question. At the conclusion of the hearing, the Ethics Committee may adjourn or go into deliberative session in order to consider all the evidence. All deliberation shall be in open session, period. The question from Mr. Goodpaster, so what does this accomplish do? Does it simply toggle a committee out of quasi-judicial proceedings? There is a natural progression from the proceedings themselves into the committee then turning into the deliberative part where they make where they're in the decision-making deliberate, and it says right at the beginning, the deliberation process. I'm good with how it stands. This is normal procedure in boards and committees, where you go from the evidence gathering, you go from the absorbing and asking questions of the respondent and of the complainant to going into deliberations to come up with a final judgment. I'm good with any objections to keeping as is. All right. Good question. Rule 6, Ethics Committee Deliberation Procedures. E as in Edward, deleted pending code revision. So I think we just delete that. Mr. Kennedy? And then I think we just fix the letters after that.
Yep, it did it automatically once I took that out of there.
Wonderful.
So.
You didn't have to get your Sesame Street on?
No.
All right. All right. We have under Rule 6, Ethics Committee Deliberation Procedures, we would change if you notice, take no action and dismiss this complaint will now be number 5. This is per Mr. Goodpaster's suggestion. And J, as in Jack, would be added. If the Ethics Committee does not unanimously find that a violation of the Code of Ethics has occurred, it may dismiss the complaint. So he is just going with, here's I, if the Ethics Committee unanimously finds that a violation of the Code of Ethics has occurred, this is what will happen. And that if there is no unanimous finding, then dismiss the complaint. So under I, just to be clear, I is actually the step.
Changed it because
Mr. Sanders?
the H is G, I is now A.
Sorry,
This is
what you
in
heard
the
me
Y.
do was just,
Yeah,
Ron,
because
because
we
Miss
deleted.
Bennett has a formatting
up
issue.
here.
She's talking to.
Oh,
yeah.
But anyway,
So it-
I do want to, I would weigh in on a couple of issues.
Please.
One, just the logician in me, I don't understand why you have a subsection 1 if it's only one. You can eliminate the colon and the subsection 1 and simply say it may dismiss the complaint. And honestly, I think my interpretation of looking at these rules is that may should be a shall. After all, if there's no violation, there's nothing to do but dismiss the complaint.
I thank you for that so much, because that is the only option. If the respondent is not found unanimously to have violated the Code of Ethics, that is the only other alternative, is to dismiss the complaint. So if we could parallel, unless there's an objection or further discussion, if we could parallel Mr. Kennedy, Mr. Sanders' suggestion here. So under J, I would get rid of the subsection 1, just the 1, the
Just
number
that-
1.
Just that right there.
That's going to actually be the, do you see where it says may? You're going to change may to shall,
Okay.
because there is no other option. You're going to get rid of the semicolon or colon, whatever's there. Eyes. My eyes say there's 2 dots there. So you get rid of that, and then you'll make dismiss a small d and just move that right up into finish that sentence, sir.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Did we change it on, are we changing it on H as well?
What do you have under 6?
It says may to shall,
Where are you?
H
Okay, H.
at the oh, you know what? It's, no, the I changed, I can't see it. Maybe it's different on my paper.
The new updated version is H, but in the paper version
Oh,
is I.
okay.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
You're talking about up here?
Yeah.
Well, I think because there's multiple options though, right? So it shouldn't, you want to say, we may do this or this.
Should we, I guess this is a law director question, that if it remains may, then we really don't have to do anything, meaning we don't have to do what's following. So should we mirror it off of how the statutes are written, and after 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 put or like ors with semicolons, like with various options?
One could. I mean, I probably, if I were writing it, I would put an or at least after subsection 4 and use semicolons. But having said that, I've not read this with this in mind, whether it would be possible to do more than one of these options. So that would be the only, when you have a disjunctive or, you mean any one of those, but not any others. If you have a conjunctive and, you mean do all of them. What I don't know is whether, offhand, without giving some thought to it and reading through these, whether it would be possible to do more than one of these at the same time.
I would,
I mean, this says if the ethics committee unanimously finds a violation of the code of ethics has occurred, it may, and then we got 5, take no action and dismiss the complaint. Then why do we even exist if we take no action if we find, you know what I mean?
well, so two things. One, I think the may should be changed to shall, because these are our 5 options.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I just read them, Mr. Sanders and the rest of it. I don't think we have other options. So I would put forth that we do, Ms. Gibson, change that to shall. Secondly, you can find that, I'm making this up, but you could find that a violation has been struck and that it is found that a violation has been found, but then no action should be taken, that it wasn't egregious enough, that it wasn't. So I'd invite us to keep that on there. But there is one thing, though, that this opens up. And Mr. Sanders, I put this before you, my dear friend, and that is this. If the Ethics Committee unanimously finds a violation, that's a vote. How do you determine what the committee does next?
I think that would be up to a vote of the ethics committee.
Okay, is that in here, though?
No, but.
Well,
I
in
mean,
H,
It's implied.
No, I know, but go with me on this. Should it be a unanimous vote or should it be a majority vote of the?
I think that would have to be I mean, it's up to the ethics committee to decide its own rules, but I
Right.
think as a practical matter, it'd have to be a majority vote.
Okay,
Right.
and the reason I say that is it's a unanimous vote per statute to find a violation. But it does not instruct here if it's a unanimous or a majority vote or any other kind of vote to determine if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
I think that would be up to the ethics committee as a whole, but I think you'd wind up at an impasse often if you required a unanimous vote as to what action to take. But as you see through these, you have an official that you're going to take one track of action, employee, you're going to take another track of action. An action involving state statutes, you're going to take a third course of action. Or for that matter, you might refer it back to the law director if you can't figure out what to do or exactly how to go about it. I would address the number 5. Another
Exactly.
possible option is that the person has subsequently resigned their employment or left
That's a
office.
great point.
And so at that point, there is no real action to take if it doesn't arise to the level of a violation of the laws. Then there's really nothing left for the ethics committee to do other than to dismiss the complaint or take no action to dismiss the complaint. You know, that happens. We don't need to go much farther than the current news regarding the House of Representatives and representatives resigning before their ethics committee can investigate them.
Mr. Biddle, I think Commissioner Frazier has a question.
Commissioner,
Good morning. Just one possible change. Shall initiate one of the following with a majority vote instead of after?
So I added that in there just now. So
Yeah.
I understand what Chairman Biddle's saying, so.
Just a suggestion.
Yeah.
where are y'all?
Yeah, help us.
On H, so if the Ethics Committee unanimously finds that a violation of the Code of Ethics has occurred, it shall initiate one of the following with a majority vote. One,
Love that.
refer the matter, case of official, blah, blah, blah. So it just,
Beautiful.
is that good?
Thank you, Commissioner Frazier. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy.
Okay, I need some help with the other, the one above it. It's H on our paper.
Okay, is that the one that starts with the vote to find a violation?
Yes.
So that's G in the updated version.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so G in the updated version. The vote to find a violation must be made by a minimum of 7 of the 9 voting members of the Ethics Committee who are present and qualified to vote pursuant to subsection B of this rule.
Okay, so subsection B says anyone that's going to vote on this violation needs to be present in all proceedings and present for all evidence and hearings. So if first of all, we've got to put 7 or more members of the committee together on any deliberation. And if somebody were not to be able to make, if we had multiple days of deliberation and someone wasn't able to make one of those, they can't vote at the
Then
end.
they are excluded from the unanimous vote.
They are excluded
Correct.
from the end judgment vote, yes. So really, one of the things too, I would encourage if we ever do this, is to get all 9 there, because inevitably, kids are sick and people.
That is worded so confusing. At least it is to me, but it's early in my brains.
Mr. Chair?
Yes,
If
sir.
I may,
Please.
I just want to be sure that I address something which sounds like a misapprehension. The unanimous vote stands. It's just that it's a unanimous vote of those people who are present and qualified to vote. And this subsections on the paper, H and B define who that is, but it still has to be a unanimous vote among those people.
Yes, and at least 7.
Right, at least 7. And those 7 have to have heard all the evidence.
It is, the English language is so wonderful sometimes, and sometimes not so much. But I don't know. I understand the meaning of this as it stands. I wouldn't know how to reword it.
It's fine. I just needed clarification, and it's very, I could perceive the public would have a difficult time figuring that out. But of course, we could always explain it if it comes up. It confused me, though.
I definitely appreciate that. I understand where you're coming from. And as we go through, we would, through any deliberations, through anything with a complainant and a respondent, we would explain all of this very, very clearly and reiterate it. Was there anything else on the Knox County Ethics Committee Rules of Procedure?
Did we change, did we decide on whether, under I on the paper, page 4, I, and I think it's H on the screen. Did we decide, and again, my opinion is worth lots of gold, but the way it's written without the or, wait, is that, I can't see that far.
I know,
So
I
it says
can't
we-
either.
Is it says one of the following. Okay, yeah, ignore me.
No, that's okay.
I didn't write that down, so my brain.
I love it. Thank you to Commissioner Frazier for that. Mr. Kennedy, did we lose a letter up above? Because what is A, sir? Is A at the conclusion of the hearing?
Yeah, it was,
Oh, E, Edward. We deleted E as in Edward. Thank you, Mr. Hilliard.
correct. Yeah.
Okay. Way too early in the morning. All right. Is there a motion on the floor to accept the changes and to present these changes of the Knox County Ethics Committee Rules of Procedures for a full vote of the Ethics Committee?
I'm going to clean up the formatting just to clarify.
No, we get, yeah.
It's driving me
Pending-
crazy.
Thank you.
Pending Captain Kirk cleaning everything up.
Like, I feel like this was completely
It was
MS
on my,
DOS or
it's on
something.
my checklist.
It's awful to read, so I'm going to fix that.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy, for your due diligence. I make a motion to present this to the full Ethics Committee.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'd second that.
Second by Mr. Hilliard. Any further discussion? Any further discussion from the audience? Commissioner? All good? Anything? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. The ayes carry. All right. Come on now.
Come on now.
I think we need some celebration, cooling the gang or something. Yeah, hey, Commissioner
We do need to cover the
Frazier.
flow chart. Don't celebrate.
I have a option for that. I think there needs to be more work done to this flow chart. And with that, I would submit to the team that we get the approval of the changes by the Ethics Committee, then the Commission, and I will ask for leeway from the Commission to allow us, the trust, to be able to just take those pieces, parts, and put it into the flow chart as needed. Commissioner Frazier, for the public, said, for the benefit of the public, said that seems like a great plan of act. Did you say the word great?
She said great.
Great plan of action. Wonderful. Speaking for herself, and being that she's the only commissioner here, I'm taking that as law and authority. All right? So that's that. One more check, just because it's on the agenda, Ms. Bennett. Anyone on the public forum? Okay. Usually, Commissioner Frazier, we have about 120 people that make public comment. None today. Please.
If I may just have one, Kim Frazier, Knox County, 37932. Just a note and word of thank you. I'm so grateful for the work of this subcommittee in addressing and updating and elevating our code of ethics. It's something that has needed to be done. You know, when Mayor Jacobs appointed me as his citizen appointee to the Ethics Committee and I served as vice chair, even then I saw a need and we ran out of time. And so I just want to express my thanks and gratitude for the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Frazier. And from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you to the whole committee. It's been a joy working with you. Pleasure getting to know some of you better. And any other comments before I accept a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn the meeting?
Second?
Make a second.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, nay. The ayes definitely carry. God bless you all.